Now at 5, we'll learn about the unemployment rate in the city of Joplin. Plus, a local author stops by Joplin High School to talk to students about her new book. And a former Washington, D.C. police officer releases audio recordings from the January 6th attack on the Capitol.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Joplin and Missouri's unemployment remained in a record low in August. This is the KOAM News at 5. I'm Jalen Banks. The Joplin unemployment rate was 2.4%. According to the Missouri Economic Research and Information Center, this is the lowest it has been since 1990. Before this summer, Joplin had a previous low of 2.7% over a 5-month stretch in the fall and summer of 2018 before the pandemic.
So our labor force numbers are currently where they're at prior to COVID, so in 2019. So we've recovered as far as those numbers go. What's different now than what it was is the business demand has increased. So the area employers are looking to fill more positions to meet those demands.
Tonight at 6, we will hear from the Joplin Employment Agency. Middle schoolers in the McDonald County School District got a chance to meet best-selling author Dusty Bowling. Bowling's books are popular across the nation with middle grade readers. She wants to inspire kids to read and showcase how diversity can create exciting stories.
Yes, I think the bigger variety of books we have from the largest variety of people is what's best for the publishing industry and just for readers in general, to just be able to read diverse stories from all different areas and backgrounds and life experiences. I think that's what it's all about, and I hope a lot of kids in here do write.
Bowling is also known for writing novels set in the desert, featuring characters facing some kind of adversity. A local author today visited Joplin High School to discuss the lessons from her debut novel. The book is called A 3-Letter Name. It's written by Annie Listenby, a Joplin native. It's a young adult dark fantasy about 2 teens in a fight for survival while also adjusting to personal disabilities. Listenby says she hopes the students can connect with the characters and their struggles.
And I've always just felt a strong connection to teens and the challenges that they go through. I feel like the world sometimes will minimize the challenges that teens might have when really they're big stuff. They're determining who they are and finding their place in the world.
Today's visit kicks off the high school library's Teen Read Week. And now we're on to weather. Hopefully fall is starting to kick off. Sam, what do you have for us?
Yeah, we have some rain on the radar. Can you believe it? We actually have some showers and storms down in northeastern Oklahoma from around Bartlesville and Nowata, extending over to Veneta and down into Delaware County. Also a few showers over there near Mount Vernon in Lawrence County. And we're going to see more of these showers as we go through the evening hours. This morning we started out in the 50s, a few 40s like in Yates Center of 48, 52 in Greenfield, 50 in Stockton. But this afternoon we warmed up nicely under partly cloudy skies with highs generally in the upper 70s to around 80 degrees. We're still sitting up close to 80 in Fort Scott at 79, also 79 in Chanute, 72 down on Miami where the clouds are a little bit thicker and also those rain showers. We also see on the winds, they've been a little bit gusty at times today, so watch out for the fire danger. As we take a look ahead, we're going to see rain finally returning to the area, maybe a severe storm. We'll talk about that, as well as how much rain to expect. And is the first freeze coming? All the details coming straight up.
A former police officer who responded to the January 6th assault on the Capitol has released secretly recorded audio from a meeting with White House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy. It comes ahead of what could be the last public hearing for the House committee investigating the January 6th attack. Natalie Brand reports from Capitol Hill.
In a new interview with CBS News, Michael Fanone vowed to keep speaking out about what happened on January 6th until the perpetrators of the attack are held responsible.
I continue to talk about it because I haven't accomplished what I set out to accomplish.
The former D.C. Metropolitan Police officer who nearly died that day is sharing audio he surreptitiously recorded during a June 2021 meeting with House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy and officers who responded on January 6th. The mother of Brian Sicknick, the officer who died of a stroke after the attack, asked McCarthy why President Trump did not call off the mob.
He knew what was going on. He knew they were fighting for hours and hours and hours. You know, it just, it doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know, I wasn't here, I'm just telling you from my phone call, I don't know that he did know that at that point.
Fanone has written a new memoir, Hold the Line, The Insurrection and When Cops Battle for America's Soul. In it, he describes a separate meeting with Republican Senator Lindsey Graham. He was asked about that on CBS Mornings.
He did kind of fly off the handle and say that, he gave us guns and that we should have shot all these protesters in the head.
This all comes ahead of what could be the final public hearing held by the House Select Committee investigating January 6th, scheduled for Thursday.
We've received a huge amount of documents from the Secret Service and have learned some additional things. I think it will shed some light on the events of the day and the events leading up to it.
The January 6th committee has until the end of the year to issue its final report. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Congressional offices for both Representative Kevin McCarthy and Senator Lindsey Graham did not return a request for comment from CBS's News regarding their conversations with Michael Fanone. Russia launched more than 80 missiles into cities across Ukraine today, killing about a dozen people and injuring dozens more. Russia says the strikes were retaliation for the explosion of a bridge in Crimea. Ukrainian officials say the Russians had two targets in mind: energy infrastructure and people. President Biden condemned the strikes, saying they're part of an illegal war. The U.S. and other group of 7 nations will hold an emergency virtual summit tomorrow to discuss the latest developments in Ukraine. And still ahead, combating climate change on a one bite at a time.
A flavorful way to go green. I'm Naomi Ruckham with a look at some of the companies making your utensils edible.
And next in Health Watch, some tips to improve your mental well-being on this World Mental Health Day. Topping today's Health Watch, an experimental treatment for asthma is showing promise. Researchers at New York University's Grossman School of Medicine have found that blocking calcium signals in cells greatly reduced asthma inflammation in lungs of mice. And they found this approach does not compromise the body's defense against the flu. A new study suggests colonoscopy may reduce the risk of dying of colorectal cancer by as much as 50%. The catch is that this is the only true for people who actually get the scan. The study, published in the New England Journal of Medicine, looked at 84,000 European patients. Those who agreed to undergo colonoscopy reduced their risk by 31% compared to those who were not screened. Health experts say the COVID-19 pandemic has created a global mental health crisis, with a 25% rise in anxiety and depressive disorders in the first year of the outbreak. On this World Mental Health Day, researchers in Britain have released a list of ways to boost your well-being. Ian Lee reports from London.
It's been a tough couple of years, from coping with a pandemic to rising inflation.
Mental health getting a lot more difficult to deal with these last few years, especially like after having to isolate and stuff.
If you find yourself struggling, experts say you're not alone.
The stats are similar in the US and the UK. About 1 in 6 people every week experiencing diagnosable levels of mental illness.
Britain's Mental Health Foundation says the first step is breaking the taboo around getting help.
The main stigma is that it's your fault if you're struggling.
How can someone recognize that they need help?
Are there aspects of our lives that are suffering? Sleep is quite often the first one. Any changes in behavior, motivation at work, being invested in the relationships that we have.
The foundation studied the best ways to deal with problems like anxiety and depression, offering 11 tips to boost mental health, including connecting with nature, exercising, talking to someone, getting more sleep, not using alcohol and drugs to cope, and managing money and debt.
For me, exercise is a big one, sort of running and eating healthily.
I'd certainly agree from get more from your sleep, because if you don't get a decent sleep, that can really affect you.
Experts also stress it's important for parents to listen to their kids from an early age.
There's something about our societies that demonizes negative emotions. You know, we don't want sadness, we don't want anger, we don't want stress. But these are all valuable signs that something is going on.
Recognizing the signs so you can better look after yourself and those around you. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
Some other tips experts say could improve your mental health include being kind, open-minded to new experiences, and planning things to look forward to. New research finds breast cancer patients with a rare subtype called inflammatory breast cancer have an increased risk their cancer will spread to the brain. Doctors say the finding highlights the need to conduct early brain imaging for patients with inflammatory breast cancer. And eating a Mediterranean diet rich in fiber and unsaturated fats can help melanoma patients fight their cancer. Doctors in Austria say olive oil, nuts, fish, and fiber can help the drugs used to treat melanoma work better. And that's a look at today's top health news. A little later, how malicious apps may have compromised the user data of 1 million Facebook users.
And we're looking at radar because there's something actually on it, and we'll have the details on that as well as your forecast when we return. Well, we had another nice day across the 4 states, even though the clouds are starting to increase, but that means rain is on the way, and that's a good thing as we've been in a drought for way too long. Right now in Seneca, Missouri, it's a pretty nice evening. You also see the clouds increasing down there at the Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. As the clouds advance in from the south and west, along with the rainfall, we're going to see that this evening and for the next few days, and that's pretty good news. Let's take a look at the high today in Joplin. It was 80 degrees, which was above the normals of 73 and 50, and the records are 92 and 30 back in the year 2000. All right, let's take a look at the month so far. We've had 2 days below normal, 8 days above, and 0 normal days, but still, at least it's temperate. We're not experiencing the record heat that we've seen over the summer. And here's a look at radar. Look at this rain shower activity now advancing in from the south and west across our area. Some showers in and around the Bartlesville area. All of this is part of a storm system that's now moving into north central Texas. That is going to make its way across Oklahoma tonight and into our area later on tonight and tomorrow morning, spreading some much needed rain across our area. So that's good news. Temperatures right now are generally in the 70s, 80s up to the north in Fort Scott and Nevada, where the clouds are a little bit less up there, thicker down to the south, so temperatures are of course a little bit chillier, 71 over there in Nowata right now. Dew points, they're on the increase too. You can see dew points in the 50s, even 60 down in Jay, and that's what we need to help those showers and storms develop and grow across our area. Right now in Joplin, we're sitting at 74. It feels like 74. The dew point is 56, and the pressure is currently falling on the hour. Here's a look at the future track forecast. As we go through time, you'll notice the waves of showers and storms coming across our area, and by tomorrow morning, we'll see lows pretty much in the 60s across our area with scattered showers and storms. The heaviest storms will be off to the east by that time. Then as we go through the day tomorrow, we'll see again scattered showers and storms, mainly from I-44 and south, with temperatures in the upper 70s to around 80 degrees, especially off towards the west. Notice the gusty south winds. So tomorrow, watch out for the fire danger, especially for those folks out towards the west. Then, as we go through Wednesday morning, notice we have a cold front slicing through the area, and by Wednesday morning at 7 a.m., it'll basically bisect the area, cooler air behind it, and unfortunately, this front is coming in the morning, which means the best chance of storms with this front is going to be down to the south. So it looks like we're going to get the round of rain tonight and then Tuesday morning and then maybe again Tuesday afternoon. But then after that, chances start to decrease. And then by Wednesday afternoon, northwesterly winds and cool temperatures generally in the mid-70s across the area. Then as we go through Wednesday night into Thursday morning, temperatures generally in the 40s, especially up to the north, maybe a 50-degree reading down south. But generally everyone will be under northwesterly winds, bringing in that drier air. What about the threat of severe weather? Well, tomorrow there is a marginal risk of some strong storms, basically from I-44 and to the north and west. So we'll have to watch that pretty closely. The main threat being high winds. That's going to be the biggest threat out of all the things. No tornadoes expected, large hail maybe. High winds are going to be the main threat, and heavy rain threat is low. Then on Wednesday, the severe weather threat moves over into south central Arkansas and south central Missouri, and that is about it. Then as we go through the rain tracker forecast, you can see the first wave is expecting to drop maybe around ½ an inch for the lucky folks, lesser amounts to the north and west. Then as we go through the next round, we'll start to see rain amounts a little bit higher just off towards the east. All right, let's take a look at the next 7 days. 78 tomorrow with 60% chance of storms. That's mainly going to be tonight and tomorrow morning. Then another round tomorrow night into Wednesday morning. Then the front moves through, cools things off for Thursday and Friday. Then another round of storms possible on Saturday and Sunday, with temperatures really getting cool early next week. So we have that to look forward to.
I see a 57 and a
Yeah.
39 low on there.
Yeah, I'm teasing a little bit. I'll tell you how cold we can be a little bit after that, but we'll have to wait till the end of the show.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Sam.
All right.
And coming up, turning utensils into food to fight climate change. But first, we honor a local veteran. Harry Van Dorn served in the U.S. Army from 1951 to 1953. The liberal Missouri native was stationed in Korea. We salute Sergeant Harry Van Dorn, a 4th State hero. Topping today's Consumer Watch, if you're looking for a good deal leading into the holidays, you are in luck. According to Adobe Analytics, consumers are going to see a sharp increase in discounting this holiday season. That's due to inventory growth and a decrease in supply chain issues, plus the pinch of consumers' wallets. Facebook's owner, Meta, is warning that as many as 1 million users may have had their login information stolen. Meta's researchers have discovered more than 400 malicious Android and Apple apps designed to steal personal Facebook logins. A Meta spokesperson says the company is reaching out to the users who may be at risk. The latest trend in saving the planet is a tasty one. Worldwide companies are making our straws, cups, and even utensils edible. Reporter Naomi Ruckham shows us some of the more delicious ways to go green.
For catering business Bartleby and Sage, their famous mac and cheese is always a hit. What makes the dish so special? It's served on a spoon you can eat. So we're talking mac and cheese with 5 cheeses on a cheese-flavored spoon.
Yes, so you kind of have to love cheese.
I do. All right, cheers. Cheers. Boston area company Edibles by Jack makes the spoons, which come in 18 flavors from savory to sweet.
People are choosing these products because the client themselves wants something sustainable, wants something fun that elevates their menu.
And the caterers believe they serve up a double dose of delicious and practical.
We were an early adapter because we just thought that was a great way to serve the food, and you can also eat the spoon, and then your waiters don't have to go around picking up the dirty spoons.
Other brands around the world are launching their own innovative ways to bite the utensil that feeds you. These edible straws from Sorbos are completely biodegradable and last in cold drinks for up to 40 minutes.
The water is definitely still water, but they have the little aftertaste of the strawberry. It's like candy.
Italian coffee maker Lavazza has made an espresso treat that comes in an edible cookie cup. And a company called Incredible Eats sells spoons and forks with flavors like chocolate, vanilla, oregano chili, and black pepper.
Not bad. Like a cracker.
You'll have to fork out extra cash for an edible utensil, priced from 25 cents each to more than $1. Compare that to standard plasticware, which costs as little as 4 cents a piece. Is it something you would pay extra for?
Maybe, yeah.
And while an edible spoon may not replace your plastic one just yet, the hope is to take a small bite out of climate change. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
According to the latest data from the Environmental Protection Agency, landfills took in 27 million tons of plastic in 2018. And next, the final check of the forecast. Up next on the CBS Evening News, the latest from the ground in Ukraine. Then on the KOAM News at 6, a Fort Scott, Kansas man is charged with attempted murder. Plus, we'll have more on the current unemployment rate in the city of Joplin. And the Kansas governor announces millions of dollars in grants for mental health services, including some in Southeast Kansas. Stay with us for the KOAM News at 6 and the CBS Evening News. All right, Sam, we've had a lot going on in weather.
A lot going on finally. I mean, we have some stuff on radar to show folks. So you can see some showers there in Nowata County, also Ottawa County near Miami down to Grove. The next 7 days, it looks like we have several chances of storms across our area. If we can go to the forecast, you can see that we're expecting temperatures to be in the 70s tomorrow with a good chance of rain. Then on Thursday, a little bit cooler behind that frontal system, and then yet another round of rain possible next weekend, and then cooler on Monday. And check out the low on Tuesday morning, 36. Some folks up north could actually touch freezing on Tuesday morning. So looks like we got lots of changes in our forecast, and that's a good thing.
Just what we needed.
Uh-huh.
Well, thank you for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we'll see you right back here for the KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. Let's make it a great evening.